Palo Alto High School administrators discovered graffiti stating Trump 1237, the number of delegates needed to win the nomination, and Black Lives Suck on April 18th in various locations throughout campus. The Paly Voice interviewed students for their reactions.
Well, I don't think that that's appropriate for Paly because it's such a diverse school, and seeing that, that happened here, it's just really disappointing that some students think like that.
I know Paly's been getting more graffiti this year in particular, and the recent tagging that happened this week was offensive, so I feel like it's Paly's new problem right now.
So I've heard about the Trump 1237 ones, and I think everybody is entitled to their own political opinions, but I think the Black Lives Suck is very disrespectful.
I guess definitely hate speech. I mean, you can support Donald Trump all you want, but at the end of the day, if you're saying Black Lives Suck and directly discriminating against good people based on their skin color, I think that's obviously just racism and hate-filled speech.
I feel like there's a fine line between free speech and hate speech. I remember in 10th grade we were talking about if there's no clear and present danger, then it's not so-called a very big thing or very dangerous thing. If one person is just writing stuff on walls, of course that's offensive, but if they're not taking action to actually hurt a certain group of people, I would say that categorizes in free speech.
I'll say that students should just be mindful of how they express their opinions and which ways they do them. Because obviously vandalizing school property isn't the best or most civilized way of expressing your opinion.
I think there's very little admin can do unless they have a direct, they know who did it. And I honestly think there's very little students can do, unfortunately. I think there's some people in our community who simply think that's the way things should be and think that racism has a place in our society, and that's unfortunate.
In the sense that it's very controversial, yes, I would say that's very fitting of Trump supporters. I mean, if anything, this is the type of stuff that gets Trump supporters going. This is what they support: controversy and being loud and speaking their mind.
He is an entrepreneur / businessman. He doesn't need to be very careful about what he says. He can state obviously what he believes and sometimes be very radical about it. The reason why is because other delegates in the nominees in the political race, their lives depend on politics. But Trump has already so-called earned a living for himself, being a very successful businessman entrepreneur. So I feel like even if the stuff that he says, most of it I do not agree with, I guess he's allowed to say it.
For the Trump one, even though I personally don't agree with a word that Trump, anything that comes out of his mouth, that is more of a political statement rather than hate speech. Even though I think his views and ideas are the exact opposite of Paly's, in terms of accepting diversity and immigrants and things like that, since we're such a diverse campus. But the Black Lives Suck because, besides the actual wording, people like me suck, the actual wording, and then the play on the Black Lives Matter movement, which movement, besides the talking about police brutality, it's showing Black people how to love ourselves, even though culturally we've been shown the way we're depicted on TV. So it's that I consider more, not more hate speech, is hate speech, because it is attacking a specific group of people, and I think they wrote that knowing that people were going to see it.